Mr. Ross Harding has a business career focused on global resource intensive industries. He is specialized in industrial technology development and application. Ross holds a BS in chemistry from Queensland University of Technology in Australia, an MBA from the Katz School of Business at the University of Pittsburgh, and studied finance at INSEAD in France. During a career at Calgon Corporation, a subsidiary of Merck, he served as Vice President of International Sales and Operations based from Asia, North America, and Europe. Ross has built worldwide specialty chemicals and technical support businesses supporting process improvement and resource conservation in petrochemical, mining, pulp, paper, metals, diesel, and potable production. He was appointed Executive Vice President of Acuity Specialty Chemicals, where he led sales, marketing, and distribution of a product and service-focused company, and leading supplier of industrial and process cleaning technologies, servicing a customer base in the hundreds of thousands. Ross has served as Vice President of Business Development in the Savannah-based Hurdy Advanced Materials Development Center, a world leader in materials commercialization. Ross is co-founder of Energy Launch Partners, LLC, and Verdant Resources, LLC, that has created gourmet health and wellness and products from organic ginger, turmeric, galangal, sold under the Verdant Kitchen brand. Mr. Ross Harding.
Thank you. Is that better? Very much appreciate the introduction and the opportunity to be here today. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a few stories about a business that we've developed that's based on some ancient spices, products that have been used for thousands of years and that have suddenly found great favor again, I think for reasons that are just starting to unfold to a lot of US medical science. First, just one slide about our business. This otherwise will primarily be a technical review presentation. About 5 years ago, a fairly innocent conversation on a beautiful plantation here in Savannah owned by my business partner's family, Howard Morrison, Lebanon plantation, about aging, about diet, and about what we could do about it, led to the formation of our business, Verdant Kitchen. And we consciously went about looking for what could we grow, what could we process well, what sort of superfoods could we bring to the market. From my childhood in Australia, there was a very large industry in the ginger spice. And Savannah reminded me greatly of where I grew up. We also found that here in the US, that some 99%, it's a rounding error, of all of these herbal spices are imported into the US. And we thought we might go about making a change. And so Verdant Kitchen was born, and it was born specifically as a gourmet and wellness business. And I hope as I talk this afternoon it becomes apparent why that makes sense. Because so many of these products, the way you use these spices, in one instance are a food, in the next instance they're a dietary supplement from the same person for different reasons. They're a wonderful crossover product, and they have been for thousands of years. So the rhizomes themselves, you would have seen them in grocery stores. Go look in the specialty part, the orange one there on the screen. This is turmeric. I say turmeric, of course, with my wonderful Southern Georgia accent. You can also say turmeric. I've heard it called other things. The pale looking one, of course, this is ginger. So for the gardeners among us, these are subtropical. That is, they primarily came from southern India. This is where probably the genesis of these products were. They've spread to many subtropical places around the world, now including Savannah. They are rhizomes, like an iris. So they propagate from roots. So you'll take a piece of this, put it in the ground, and it will produce a new plant, right? Genetically equal to the plant before. So they are subtropical, they're rhizomes, they're perennials, so they will die to the ground with the first frost. It's amazing out on the farm, which, by the way, is right here in Savannah. For those of you who come from Savannah or know it well, if you go out onto Ogeechee Road, there's a Kroger and a set of lights, and across the road from that there's a beautiful big brick fence and a large iron gate that most people who've lived here often wonder what is beyond that gate. There is a wonderful farm beyond that gate, and a history going back to the 1750s when King George granted that land to the Huguenot French as one of the first experimental food plantations in the South. And so here we are today, a few hundred years later, doing exactly the same thing. We are experimenting with new crops that could be grown in the South commercially that have both a gourmet and wellness aspect. They have the wonderful family name of Zingiberaceae, which I like that. You know, I want you to try to say that word at least once or twice during the conference, just randomly. Just someone says, "How's your day?" You should say Zingiberaceae. All right, so it contains 53 genus and nearly 1,300 species. Most of them are not edible. Well, they're not edible quality, right? But if you even go through the squares here, you're going to see some beautiful striped foliage. These are ginger plants. There's 1,300 different varieties of ginger. Many of them can grow